I am originally from Parral, Chihuahua, Mexico, which is 8 hours south of the El Paso, Ciudad Juarez border. My mother raising my sister and I. Financially difficult, opportunities were not necessarily available.
I was born in Aguascalientes, Mexico, which loosely translates to hot waters. And it's a little town right next to Jalisco and Guadalajara, so it's right in the center of Mexico. My parents, they got married pretty young. My mom was pregnant with me when she was 16. My dad was 21, so that was a rough beginning for them.
My family migrated to northern Mexico, and then eventually we migrated here to Omaha when I was like 12 years old.
My dad was noticing a shift in the way society was working where we lived. The economy was changing so much at that time that people who were coming out of college didn't have a job. My parents decided to move our family to the United States to provide their children with access to education and to a better opportunity of life. We moved to the United States through a travel visa. My parents decided to overstay their visa after 6 months of staying here, and we've been living in Omaha, Nebraska ever since.
It was through school that I found out about OneWorld because I needed a physical. I felt really relieved once, the front people said, "Hello, buenas tardes" in the Spanish. Oh, these people can communicate with us, that kind of thing.
And what we were missing were shots. Not because we didn't have the shots, but because we didn't have our shot records. And I remember that it was crowded that day. Whatever day it was that we went, it was really crowded. It was a small space, and I remember they had like a child's play station type of thing, which I had never seen before. Healthcare centers in Mexico don't look like that.
I think my sister and I spoke more English than my mom. So the nice thing about OneWorld is that everybody spoke Spanish there. So it didn't feel like we had to, struggle or try to do hand gestures to get what we needed.
Growing up, just dreading having to interpret for your parents, but then going to OneWorld and be like, okay, you got it. I can just come play with the beats today. So
having a place like OneWorld is very important because it opens perspective and it opens the world for people that maybe feel that the world is closed.
So it meant peace of mind for my mom to know that she can go somewhere that, yes, she's gonna have to pay the money for it, but it's not nearly as much and she can afford it. It meant a place where she could go and explain to the doctor the symptoms of her child out of her own mouth without having to go through an interpreter. It meant that my mom could finally start getting dental care she never had all her life.
Those good old Jesuits at Creighton told me that one must give back to those that came before them. It is something that is important to me, that you have to give back to those that gave you something, right?
Being a part of OneWorld and being able to give back to the community and to make a difference is very important to me. It's always really been for me about helping people.
If I would have never gotten a physical, I would have maybe enrolled in school late. I would have not gotten a sports physical to be able to play what I loved, when I was in school. If I didn't have a place like OneWorld, then my sister would have not gotten medical attention and eventually get referred to specialized care. So that's why I decided to work at OneWorld, because I felt like I needed to give back to my community, and this is the way I can do it, using my skills and my passion.
Being able to be on the other side and provide that for somebody else, I think it just kind of comes full circle. Knowing that I grew up as a OneWorld patient and being able to be on the other side now and do something, even if it's the smallest thing, to make a difference for our new patients and any other patients that we have, it's really powerful and important. It's meaningful to me.